I'm gonna start streaming now.
Oh.
Welcome, everybody, to Champions of the Colossus, episode 14. It is the first of Heat's Wrath, 450 AD. It is about 3:15 a.m. The moon of Saloon is new, and it is it is almost hitting 100 degrees as you guys step out of your cabin of the train. So let's move to the Coalfell map. Yeah. Boom, boom, boom. I will read the description for you guys. As the smell of the sea hits your nostrils, you find yourselves traveling from sparse wildlands to dense farmlands. The homes and barns shrink in spacing but double in size. Ahead you see a man-made moat bordering the main districts of Coalfell. Towering stone walls shield the main cityscape from your eyes. You see men, women, and children alike lined up stairs that lead to multiple entrances to this colossal city. At each entrance, statues depicting past kings and queens are proudly put on display. As you approach the nearest entrance, you see posters written in Dwarven, so only people who are Dwarven can read this, or who understand Dwarven can read this, calling for a fight against the false queen. Before you can read any more from your position, city guards rip the posters down with a very tired look on your face. You may roleplay as you will, or you can just say that you're going to wait for the line to cease and to get inside.
I'm gonna move up to one of those city guards.
All right.
Tynyl will follow.
Excuse me. There's a line system here. What are you doing?
Pardon me, sir. I couldn't help but notice those signs that were just removed. What would be the situation with that? And at that, he's gonna lift up his hand and display his Hammerhand signet ring.
Sorry. I did not know that you were a Hammerhand. Yes. It's kind of a sensitive topic. Here, and he reaches into his pocket and takes out a piece of paper, and he writes down an address. And he says, "This is one of our main headquarters. If you go there, we can fill you in on everything. Just right here is not the place and time." And as you look around, you can see some people in line are staring at you as you have this conversation.
Thank you for the information. Me and my companions here are from the... Oh, trying to remember the name of our guild.
Monster Guard! Monster Guard.
Serving the purposes of Monster Guard at the moment. Where should we report? We're looking for Baron...
Ah, here we go. Does he remember the name?
Something gold, something gold, something gold, something gold.
It's not
Someone
gold.
help me.
It's not gold.
Someone help me.
They're gold.
Forge.
Help.
Ah!
Forge Keeper.
Yeah!
Looking for Baron Forge Keeper.
Do you by any chance mean Duke Forge Keeper?
I'm sorry, it's hard for me to keep all these titles in line.
I totally understand. There's way too many nobles with titles in this town. He would be over by the palace. I would suggest going towards there.
Thank you. Thank you, good sir. I'll get back in line with my fellows and we'll make our way there.
Also, I probably wouldn't recommend going at this hour.
A little busy.
No,
it's
it's
a
the
little
middle
early.
of the night.
Oh. Very fair, sorry, we're early risers.
Not a problem at all. Good day to you,
It's 1
Mr.
a.m.
Hammerhand.
Good day. Alright, I'll make my way back to the group.
Alright. Does anyone else want to do anything in line as you guys are waiting?
Yeah, I want to cast confusion on as many people as possible.
What the fuck?
I
Actually,
no,
though?
Do it.
I can't do that. No.
Oh, okay.
Ah,
Lifts his hand to show that it is a literal hammer.
Well, causing trouble probably end you up in jail in the city.
Jesus, it got hotter. Oh, right, it was the morning when we got out.
17?
117.
Jesus. I'm from the Coso's from the mountains. He's dead. He's
So
on
is
the
Tynyl.
ground.
Yeah, Gwen from the frozen north.
I mean,
Um,
technically, it's
Used
3
to it.
a.m. right now, so it's probably a bit cooler
it's
than
a
that.
bit cooler.
right now.
It's about hitting like 100 and right now, but there's a nice cool breeze from the ocean. So right now it's like a comfortable hot, like it's warm, but you're like not going crazy just yet.
Comfortable 100
About
degrees.
40 degrees higher than Koso's used to, so he is visibly upset with the temperature and very sweaty.
I would like to use prestidigitation to cool down my armor
All right, you do this.
for 1
and
hour.
Your armor is cooled down for 1 hour.
Anyone else feeling this heat a bit? I can help out.
I would love
it.
to be cooled.
I feel I might be dying.
All right, so
To
we'll
be
go around and
frank.
just prestidigitate armor or clothes or whatever people have to just keep them cool for at least an hour.
All right, you do this.
Yeah.
All right. So the line goes by rather quickly. You guys have arrived pretty much in the middle of the night, and the only other really people in line seem to be common folk coming from a very, very late time from the farms, and then also people from the train like yourselves. So eventually you step foot in the Iron City, and you see several buildings going far as the eye can see. And as we zoom, let me just zoom into this real quick because it's like actually kind of detailed. You see that there are kind of specific districts as you walk around, and that the building's architecture changes as you go to different districts. What would you guys like to do? Keep in mind it is about, let's say 15 minutes past. It's about 3:30 a.m. now.
Does the architecture change in a way that the closer you get to the center of town, it gets like more expensive, or is it sort of like an artisan district, like a blacksmith district, and so on?
Yeah, it
Same
doesn't
question.
seem like it's in districts of class. However, you can see that further towards the coast, it seems to get a little more bougier. But throughout the rest of the city, it's mostly just based off of, specialties and stuff. So there is a housing district, there is a marketplace, there is a district with a bunch of schools that you recognize as some colleges.
Cool. What gate did we enter?
You guys entered from this gate over here.
Okay. We're inside now.
You are inside now.
Got it. Okay.
You have walked inside. It is very quiet and pretty dark, aside from a couple of street lights lit with some magical light. And you see that many houses have their lights off. If they do have their lights on, there's typically like music coming from those houses. And most of the shops are dark.
Most?
I was gonna say, aside from an inn, which still has
Ah.
a candle lit outside of its door. There is an inn, a very small inn, right here at the entrance. Oh wait, hold on, right here at the entrance. Let me draw a little. I could draw a little thing for you guys, just so you know. So right here. Oh no, hello. Oh god damn it! It won't let me draw something small. But basically, that little house right there is a small inn.
Alright, we have several options at hand. We can Well, we have to kill some time, but we could check in with the god. We could visit the palace to look for the Duke.
It's a bit
Where's
early for that, don't you think?
It's a bit earlier. We need to kill some time.
Was the guard talking to Ulfryk in Dwarvish?
Nope, he would be talking to him in common.
Is the Duke for the quest? I don't remember the actual like.
Yep.
I mean, I'm absolutely famished. I could go for trying to look for some breakfast.
I agree.
Spend some time there.
I'm tired of these rations.
That building right there looks like an inn. Let's say we take some time to rest up and get food, perhaps a bath.
No, to just get out of this heat.
All right. So you guys go into the inn?
Let's do it.
All right. As you approach the front doors of this inn, you see it's a small single-story building with a thatch roof. There is a small flickering candle that is about halfway through its wick, hanging right at the entrance, illuminating very dimly the name of this inn. It is called Babe's Light. As you enter, a little bell rings as it hits the door, or as the door hits it, and you can see that the first room that you enter is kind of a dining room of sorts with multiple tables. No bar is seen, but there is a desk with a halfling woman sleeping with her hand on her chin.
Hello. Hello.
She stays sleeping.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Oh, yes, music. Sorry. Here you go. I had great music for Coalfell, too.
Ooh.
Hello?
Hmm?
Hi.
Hello.
Can I cast? Oh, wait, did they wake up? Sorry.
No, I was saying hello for the music.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Yep,
Can I
she's
cast
dead.
Shatter centered on her?
Perfect.
Oh my god. I mean, you can.
I'd like to cast Prestidigitation to like mimic the sound of the doorbell again, but like louder and louder until it eventually wakes them up. Hopefully,
She's hearing that in her
passive
dreams,
aggressively,
you know?
like louder doorbell.
As it rings a couple of times before she finally stirs awake, and because it gradually got louder, she kind of just yawns, stretches her hands up without even opening her eyes yet, does like a big stretch, and then finally opens her eyes and almost falls out of her chair. Oh!
Hello.
Hello, how long were you standing there?
Oh. Not
Oh, we just got here.
Great! Welcome to the Babe's Light. How many rooms should I get for you guys?
We were actually wondering if there was any food. Although we will go to sleep here or somewhere.
Oh, food. Food typically is for room keepers only. If that's okay with you. And she like kind of like fidgets a bit. It looks like she's not used to this.
Well, I was looking around and I thought this was a tavern of some sort, but that may just be my inner eye playing tricks on me.
Oh no, it's just I have a silly old kitchen. It can only do so much. It's not a tavern or anything like that. I mean, but if you want to try my food, like, you know, it's not the best, but it's something.
Well, what do you all say?
How about you make us a meal, and if we like it, then we'll also stay the night.
Roll me a
But I don't-
persuasion check.
We'll pay, of course. Persuasion.
Oh, that sounds lovely. 1 second, please. And she like hops off of her chair, which you see is stacked with multiple books. And she scurries over to a rather large door for her size as you see her come up to it, and she opens a doorknob that has been lowered to her height and enters a room in the back. About 5 to 10 minutes goes by, and she rushes back out, carrying with her a plate of steaming white blobs, which you notice as they get closer to be buns. These are family recipe. They're made of mutton and onion and cheese and some milk and some paprika. I call them mutton buns. I know it's not very original, but like,
It's
I
an
hope you
excellent
like it.
name.
Seems like it's
Thank you.
descriptive.
It sounds like that'll hit the spot.
To me.
How much does a mutton bun cost?
5 silver? I don't know. I typically don't charge for food. I typically just charge for the rooms.
Your room.
That seems reasonable. I will take 2 to start, if you don't mind.
Oh yeah, of
I would
course.
as well. Hungry.
I was about to ask, how filling does it look like a mutton bun is? Is that like a whole meal?
Doesn't matter. Having two.
She looks down at her plate where she only brought out enough for one for each person, and she's like, all right, throws it on the table, and then rushes back to the back.
Oh, I didn't count them before saying that.
She then comes back with enough buns for everybody to have 2 each.
This is lovely.
Thank you very much.
Is it lovely tasting? Asking for a friend? Miss DM?
Do you bite into it?
Of course.
Of course.
Yeah.
All right. So
Roll
as
a con save.
roll me Katsu.
This is why you get a room before you eat.
So you bite into this bun, and initially when you smell it, it smells a little bit charred. You feel like it might be burnt on the inside, and it worries you a bit. But as you bite in, you realize that there are so many rich juices from the mutton and the onion flowing out of this bun as you bite into it. It is the most savory and most delicious bun you think you've ever had.
Good mutton.
This may be the most savory and delicious bun that I've ever had.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Par for the course.
Oh, you
Lorelei will just chew and nod happily.
You don't have to flatter an old girl like me. Oh, you really like it?
Oh, well, in that case, no. I'm
Oh.
kidding.
It's better than my cooking.
I think we'll happily stay the night here.
Yes, I think so too.
Her eyes like light up, and she's like, "Oh, perfect! Everybody kind of passes me over for the bigger buildings. That will be 1 gold per night. How many? Are you only staying for 1 night?" She looks at you, kind of like expecting something, but like she looks at you expectantly.
How long do you think we'll be in town, guys?
I have 0 idea how long this will take. I'd say tentatively, let's give it 2 nights to start.
Yes,
And
that's
then if we need to extend, we extend.
2 nights it is. Are you guys okay if you share rooms?
I think that works to our standard
Yes,
I mean, it's better than tents.
arrangement.
I unfortunately only have 4 bedrooms, but they each have a single twin bed in, 2 twins beds in each room.
I think that's fitting for us.
Alright. That'll be, and she, like, taps on a abacus. That'll be, 14 gold total.
Yeah, taps on an abacus.
For the buns in the rooms.
Oh, I forgot about the buns.
We are getting rooms.
Yes, exactly. Oh, so it's fine. Just the 14 gold.
We agreed to pay for the buns. How about, and I'll sort it out, 20 gold total, and we'll consider ourselves friends from this point forward.
She takes your money graciously, and kind of bows to you and says, "Oh, thank you. I'm sorry, I haven't gotten your names. My name's Nora Wildcloak."
Nora, it is a pleasure. Yes, please tell me someone's taking notes.
I'm not right now.
I am engaging in heavy drinking.
Oh,
Bruh?
shit.
You
What's
didn't
Nora?
make bread, so you're like, heavy drinking.
No. Well,
Wait, is literally nobody taking notes?
I normally take notes, just I'm
Hey,
busy
like,
with drinking.
at
I did
least 2 of
school
you
all
should be
day.
taking notes.
Fuck.
Okay,
Nora.
I'll
I used to take notes, and then I went back to school.
hold on.
Okay,
I'm
her
not
name was Nora what?
I'm not taking notes on your interaction with the guard because I didn't hear that.
Her name was Nora Wildcloak. I put it in the chat.
Thank you. Everett is taking notes on things he believes are relevant to him, which has not been much for a little bit. Most of that seemed like Ulfryk's jam, so...
Lorelei is just taking stream of consciousness notes.
And Nora, what was the name of this establishment?
Oh, it's the Babe Slut.
Oh, thank you.
Babes, what?
Lie.
Yeah.
It's light.
Light, Jesus.
Yeah, lie.
Well, I'm over here thinking that Ulfryk wants to talk to God when he's talking about guards, so
Fair enough.
just kidding.
God.
Is Nora holding out any sort of keys for the rooms?
She is not.
Oh, okay.
Oh, the doors don't lock if you, with a key. They just kind of lock from the inside.
Alright.
I have this little stick, so if you're worried about people taking your stuff, if you stick the stick in the hole, when you have it cracked about an inch, you can kind of hook the lock back on there, and then it'll be locked. Here, you guys can all have a little stick.
Incredibly secure. I will take a stick and go to one of the rooms.
All right.
Thank you, Noah.
No problem. So as you open up the doors to these rooms, actually, as you're walking, you walk by an open door, which you see leads to a very large bath. It looks like it could fit about 4 people at once, and a couple of not buckets, but not toilets either. Little porta potties, we'll say, that are next to the bath. But as you walk into your room, you realize it's kind of a quaint little bedroom. There are 2 twin beds on either side of this room, with kind of a window in the middle for some of you and a window in the corner for others. There are little night tables with unlit candles that look pretty well used. And there are chests at the bottom of each bed, both currently open, and there doesn't seem to be a locking mechanism on the chests.
This seems like a particularly trusting establishment.
DM, you mentioned that there were houses with music coming from them.
Yes.
It's 4 a.m. I imagine those would be parties.
Yes.
Alright. I would like to drop my stuff off, jam the stick. I'd like to try and lock the door on my way out as well.
Roll me a sleight of hand check.
Alright.
You think it's locked?
Alright, good enough. I will bring a bottle of wine with me.
The good wine?
Yes.
Alright.
And I would like to try and find a party with drugs and get blasted.
Alright.
I've
My
had
God.
some strange dreams recently. I think it's important that I get closer to my my aberrant mind and see if I can figure out what is going on.
All right, roll me a. Uh, You can roll me either a. Let me look at the skills real quick. You can roll me either a survival or a investigation check, your choosing, and I'll let you know if you find a party with drugs. It is a big city, so.
I feel like party searching is a charisma skill.
Ooh.
I feel like I should be able to use my charisma to find a party.
Can you explain to me why you think party looking is a charisma skill? If you can explain it well, I'll let you use charisma.
I myself do not go to many parties, but people with charisma do go to many parties and have experience in
I
finding
would argue
parties.
charisma gets you in the party.
That's fair. Well, I do hear the music,
For
so
finding a party.
Yeah, I feel like you could, be like representing yourself as a cool person. Like people would want to have you at a party.
Asking people where the places to party are, and they tell you, yeah,
I brought wine.
I
Okay.
can see that.
Okay.
That's reasonable.
You've convinced me. You can roll a charisma.
Dabs.
Any charisma skill, honestly, that you want.
Yeah, I'll just do that. Ooh, all right.
Ooh.
Do I
Okay.
get advantage because I brought wine?
Yes. If
Yeah.
you're trying to convince people that you're to go in your party, yes. All right. So you find a party at this location. Way over here. I want the small.
Alright.
I want the small dot. Yes, right there.
ooh,
So it takes you about like an hour, or not an hour, like 30 minutes to get over there. You kind of walk a bit of ways. You run into a guy actually on a carriage heading that way. And you kind of smooth talk yourself into getting a ride because you heard from asking around that there is a kind of shady part of the more rich districts that has a lot of good times.
Very good. I'm looking for shady drugs. I think this is a shady drugs problem.
horse and carriage equivalent of hopping in like the Chrysler Sebring convertible with like the 3 sketchy people in it, and like riding it into the hood.
The only part of that I understood was the 3 sketchy people.
The 3 sketchy people.
Shitty convertible. Like it's a shitty car that they made a convertible version of.
Bless you.
Just someone with like a strength of 20 just ripped the roof off to make it a convertible.
It's converted, whether or not it's a convertible.
Yeah. It went one way at once.
A converted car.
So, you get to this party and you offer up the good wine. Not only do you offer it up, you have a glass yourself. It's a good time. You see people of all types of races. Some of them you don't even realize were races to begin with. Like, there's a lizard guy walking around, and he's speaking gibberish, but everyone seems to think he's cool. There's dancing. There's a gnome doing party tricks on top of a fridge, which is kind of weird, and you don't know what a fridge is, but like it exists. And it's
The rich part of town.
and it's surprisingly cool in this building compared to the 100 degrees outside. And you see small blue crystals kind of encased in a dome, and it seems to be releasing cold air out into the rest of the room. And as the party goes on, you kind of got there towards like the middle kind of end of the party because it is pretty early. And these parties that go on super late are kind of just the guys that party all the time. So, as like the last hurrah of the night, they pass around a tablet. You indulge in the tablet.
Not like an iPad.
You put the medieval ecstasy on your tongue and start seeing colors.
You grind the stone tablet with the eldritch writing on it.
No, they pass around like a baggie.
Like a salt
bag.
lick? Okay.
No, no,
Oh.
more like a sack, because you know it's medieval times kind of, and it has like these little they look like little gumballs inside.
Oh, yeah. Take.
You're gonna partake?
Yeah.
All right, roll me a Constitution saving throw.
Oh boy.
What else did you say?
You take one, and you don't feel like you're really feeling anything. You don't feel high. You indulge.
There's one thing I've learned. Oh yeah.
All right, roll me a Constitution saving throw at disadvantage.
So before something bad befalls me, I would my goal is to get fucked up. My goal is to get high. I would like to try and maneuver my my rolls into having a good trip. I don't know if Constitution is the right way to do that, but
you can
ability check disadvantage.
All right. My music disappeared. I realized. Oh, because I didn't put any of them on loop. That's why. Jacob, I'd like you to roll me a D100.
Oh boy.
Alright. My god! Okay. Alright. So, as you start going on this, trippy,
Trippy trip.
high, I don't really know because I don't go on trips. But, you know, these party people do. So you start getting in touch with yourself, and you feel yourself falling. You're not falling, though. You're sitting in this really comfy chair, actually, but you feel yourself sinking further and further out of the chair. But you can still see yourself around the people that you've been chatting with at this party. And then you feel cold on your wrists and on your ankles. And then it goes black. And you find yourself in this dark, inky void. And you cannot move your arms anymore, and you cannot move your legs anymore. They seem to be constrained by something. And you hear footsteps. And they go from being right next to you to being farther and farther up. And then they disappear. What do you do? Or do you do anything?
Is there... So it's an inky void. Is it pitch black, or is it
It's pitch black. You can't even see your chest if you look down at your chest.
Alright, I presume that I have manacles on. Is that... Are the sensations corroborating that?
I would say that that's correct. You don't have to roll anything to know.
Yeah.
As you jingle it around, you can hear the jingle of chains.
Does this feel like my body?
That's a good question.
Are the proportions the same? Do my hands can I wiggle my fingers?
Roll me a medicine check. The best way I can describe it. So,
sure.
You do in fact wiggle your fingers. You start wiggling your fingers. You breathe in and out, and you can feel the chest that is connected to you, obviously, breathing in and out. And you rub your cheek against your shoulder to kind of try to get a sensation, and the body continues to rub its cheek against the shoulder it is you. This is your being, but without seeing anything, you can't really tell if you're in your own body or if you're in some other body or if you're dead. What's going on? It's a weird.
I'd like to try and swing my arms and see if what I assume are chains stop me.
Alright. You attempt to swing your arms, and the chains do stop you. You can only get so far. But as you swing your legs, you realize you have a lot more slack than you originally thought.
Is there gravity?
Right now, the way that you are, you don't feel like you're touching the ground.
Okay. Do my hands drop down to my sides if I let go?
Do they drop down to your sides? Good question. No. They remain up in an upright position, but you have slack to move your legs basically in any which direction, and you feel like you could move them further.
Okay. Sorry, was that my arms or my legs? My arms have slack.
Your legs have slack. Your arms are
My legs
your
have slack,
arms are
okay.
basically straight up.
I would like to expand my consciousness and basically roll an Arcana check to see what I can gauge about my surroundings.
Okay.
And I will roll that.
Alright, with a 14, you're trying to, see if there's any magical beings about, if there's any, magical aura anywhere, or any magical sense, if you can feel any sort of magic. And you do, there's magic literally all around you. Even the manacles around your ankles and your wrists are imbued with, high levels of magic that you've never felt before. And you feel right above your head, far, far, far above your head, is the strongest pinpoint of magic.
Okay.
And then
That's concerning because normally it doesn't go that far. And if it's that strong from that far away.
But then,
oh boy.
As you realize this, that pinpoint of very strong magic starts to sink down. You can feel it sink down towards you, and it might be freaking you out, it might build up your anticipation, but you're feeling something. And as it starts getting closer, you start hearing footsteps. And the footsteps come closer, and closer, and closer. And then you wake up. However, this is gonna be funny. You wake up in a bed. This bed is not a twin bed. It's not in the inn that you just bought a room in. It is just a bed. And you feel a body next to you. And that's
just go ahead.
And that freaks you out a little bit, why is there a body next to me? Did someone decide to snuggle me in the middle of the night? Friends? Crew members? Roll me a d6. Do you look over at the figure that's in the bed with you?
Sure.
Inside that bed is a pig that is sniffing you and licking your face.
Oh, okay. Someone moved me, I assume. So, when you say this is a bed, is it just a bed I've not seen before, or is it a bed in the metaphysical sense? I'm lying in the platonic ideal of a bed.
No, you're laying in a bed, a bed.
Oh, okay. Is this the party? Is this someone moved me up because I was in real deep?
As you get out and walk out, you realize you're in an inn and not this person's house that the party was at.
Oh, cool.
You wake up and roll me a survival check.
Oh, okay. All these things I'm even at.
You don't know where you are. You are lost in the city.
Awesome.
And it is, as you look around and just try to get the time of day, it's about 10 a.m. So you've lost that much time.
Is the pig Babe from Babe's Light asking for a friend? Just kidding. I just had to spontaneous that it was a pig, and I was thinking about Babe.
I found this really funny. What happens if your characters black out and what do they wake up and they did something crazy? So one of them is you wake up in a strange bed, and the stranger next to you is, if you roll a 3 and a 4, a pig. It could have also been a goat or a miniature donkey.
Oh my
Here,
god.
though. Not a full size.
Oh, a little mini donkey. It's so cute. Yeah, so the rest of you, you guys go into your rooms, you guys set up, and then as you emerge from your rooms, if you emerge from your rooms, those of you who emerge realize that Everett doesn't emerge. You can assume that he's sleeping, or you can assume that he's gone.
Well, Lorelei is already asleep at this point. She just crashed.
Lorelei crashed.
Who is Everett supposedly sharing a room with?
Oh yeah, who is Everett sharing a room with?
I was gonna take the single.
Hey, Gwenwynwyn, want to share a room? Wait, we don't have any signals. We have retainers. We have 3 of them. We're a party of 10.
Yeah, so we have
Fuck,
4 beds and 10 people.
Fuck, I keep forgetting that you guys are a party of 10. Jesus, your retainers are killing me.
Oh, right.
We could
Yeah,
just
I
wait.
was just counting the number of little people I can see in the D&D channel.
Was
Yeah.
Everett with one of the retainers? Maybe Ankle?
We could wave our hands and magically there is space for the retainers somewhere.
Magically, there's
The
space for the
stables.
retainers somewhere. The retainers are sharing one of the rooms altogether.
Gwenwynwyn is welcome to join me and create the elf room.
Yes, I will do that.
Alright, so the rest of you, like, take a nap?
I would probably tell Ulfryk
yeah.
that I was going to a party.
Alright, Ulfryk, you know that Everett was going to a party. How long do you guys nap until?
Sunrise.
8 hours.
8 hours or sunrise?
What the fuck? Sunrise.
36 days.
Tynyl needs her beauty sleep. 8 hours.
No, sunrise. I will
If
literally
someone will get her up, then yes.
I will literally roll you out of bed.
Alright. It is 8 a.m. and the sun has risen.
Ooh, I get a long rest. I love trance.
Yeah, just 5 more minutes. Just 5 more, please.
I will cast daylight on your pillow. Get your ass up.
Okay.
That's brutal.
I'm up. I'm up.
Love it.
Tynyl vanishes into the ring.
Lorelei
Takes the pillow with her.
Gonna love it.
Lorelei yawns, stretches a bit, and promptly falls out of bed because she's clearly not used to sleeping in beds.
Aww.
Ulfryk will say unbelievable and pick up the ring.
Alright, it is 8 a.m. Your retainers meet you and shine your armor slash, weapons, depending on what you wanted. And Einkel helps the, innkeeper prepares a second breakfast. Not exactly 11 C's, but it's definitely second breakfast.
Excellent.
It is a delicious bacon with some sausages.
Mm.
Or
As
eggs with some sausages.
as we're sitting down for breakfast, Ulfryk will look around. Everett let me know he was stepping out yesterday for a party or something. This morning. Anyone see him come back?
I didn't.
I have not.
I did leave my room until a few minutes ago.
And the same.
Alright, we'll find him later.
He didn't get himself into too much trouble.
Well, he'll come back here, probably.
And he
Worst
always seems to
case-
know what he's doing.
Worst case, I can message him to meet up with us.
I forgot you have that.
They're all cell phones. I'll just give him a ring.
Medieval cell phone, yeah.
Yeah.
Hold on, let me call him real quick. Hello, Everett.
He's still passed out, ain't he? Because it's like 8.
No,
Yeah.
like, I'll call him later.
He wakes up at 10, so if you try calling him before 10, he's not gonna answer.
If
We're
you
gonna
message
hear-
me right now, all you're gonna get is like ambient synth music.
Well,
We'll hear the gibberish lizard.
you can try messaging them now.
I was gonna wait to do sending. That's like, if we can't find him, we send to just meet up.
Okay.
Alright.
Rend is boost points.
I can message Duke Forge Keeper at some point to get us a meeting with him. That might take us to the palace, depending on what he's doing. We should check in at the guard headquarters, like that guard outside recommended, to see what the situation in the city is.
I agree. When should we restock on supplies, though?
Any point.
Alright, if we see a convenient shop on the way, I guess we can always just drop in. It's not like we're on a timetable.
Luronk, did you have something?
Oh, I was gonna mention about the guard, meeting up with the guard. They gave you that note.
Oh, sorry.
But then you went ahead and said it anyway, so...
Yeah. I made this.
DM.
Yes.
In the upcoming treks across town, can I keep a sharp eye out for any thieves' camp?
Yes, of course.
Thank you.
Also would like to look out for somewhere that may sell bracers / clothing / armor.
Ronk will be looking for healing potions.
Might I recommend we pick up our reward from the Duke before we go shopping, just to give us some extra buying power.
I mean, I just want
Of course,
to
but it's
know
nice
where.
to keep an eye out for
Yeah,
places
Koso
that
wants
we
to
can
know.
back to later.
Who
If I didn't do that, I'd run out of daggers before long.
who in the group follows a religion?
Raise his hand timidly.
Lorelei
Tynyl does.
loosely.
They certainly
Tynyl's in a ring.
follow a religion.
True.
Those of you who follow
Tynyl can hear,
a religion, please roll a religion check.
Fuck.
It's Sunday, y'all gotta go to church.
Can I flash of genius that?
No.
Does
It's just as well. My int is +0.
does like growing up with monks count? Like,
Do you pray to any of the gods?
no.
Then you wouldn't make this check.
I just made that decision now, though. Like,
Yeah,
I
that's
hadn't
fine.
had to make that decision before.
That's fine.
It was more of a like lifestyle, like monastery. Like, Koso chose not to pray to the gods, but he did follow the like customs.
So you're like spiritual, but you're not religious.
Yeah.
Alright. Those of you who rolled a 15 or higher, so that's Gwenwynwyn and Ulfryk. You guys realize, especially as you walk outside, like it becomes very apparent that there are some decorations outside of a lot of shops, outside of a couple people's homes, and it's not like super crazy, but you do know that today is called the Fight of the Forge, and it is a prayer day recognized to the god Ondal.
So it makes sense that Lorelei wouldn't know this because she has no clue what any of that is and doesn't visit major cities often.
That sounds like I would know exactly what that is.
I would probably have a reasonable understanding of what that is.
Ondal, you guys know, is the god of war. And although he is chaotic evil, people still pray to him to kind of keep the peace instead of causing war. During his day, typically farmers will sacrifice, their best livestock, and non-farmers will either burn some sage or other incenses to kind of ward off the evil of Ondal and only keep the chaos, as they like to say. And then at the end of the day, everybody has a feast with the slaughtered beasts that were sacrificed in Ondal's name. It's kind of a low-key kind of prayer day, like nobody does anything super crazy, but they still do something to honor him. just to keep the peace.
Alright, let's take a trip to that location that the god pointed out.
You guys take a trip to the location that the guard pointed out. Alright. Well, at this point, it's probably about 9 o'clock. And you look at your directions. Or, not directions, but address. Do you ask for directions? Or do you just follow your own heart and the street signs?
100% ask for directions if I see a contingent of guards.
Alright, roll me a charisma check. Just flat out charisma check to see how well you do. At advantage because you're going for guards too.
18.
Alright. You learn that the main base, kind of for the guards that are outside of the palace, the non-palace guards, is right here. This green dot.
Perfect. It's close to the palace. Thank you.
Oh, yeah. I mean, of course. Have a great day. To get there, it will probably take you... Let me use my little measuring tool. Well, that's not correct.
I will keep my eyes out for Everett on the way.
Alright. Those of you who are keeping an eye out for certain things, such as Thieves' Cant, magic shops, or other shops, or Everett, roll me a perception check. I like how Everett's one of them.
I'm gonna side bolstered neck that.
Okay.
That is a 23, and then I'm going to activate Sonic Recovery to get that dive back.
Alright.
My page is being fucky wucky with perception because I popped out my thing.
Then just exit out and open it up again.
There you go.
Alright. Is that everybody?
Yep.
Alright, I'm gonna start from the top and work my way bottom because I feel like that's the easiest way to do things. Technically Lorelei rolled first, so I'm just gonna go with what Sky just popped in. Sky popped in. How large is the pig? That's a good question.
That was Jacob.
Alright, I'm rolling a d4. A 1, it's micro. It's a micro pig. A 2 or a 3 is a normal sized pig, just like a normal, like, regular pig. And then a 4 is a honker, a chonker, a big ol' heckin' pig.
Honkin' hog.
Honkin' hog. It's a micro pig.
Oh my god.
A micro pig was sniffing you and kissing you awake.
Well, this is mine now.
Alright, you have a micro pig. Alright, Lorelei with a 23. Let's see, what would your route be? I'm just gonna draw, don't mind me. So your route kind of be like this, maybe. As you hit that point. Oh, that was two.
Oh.
Control Z.
Like the square in the center of town?
Yeah. As you hit the square in the center of town, you notice a large group of children speaking in Thieves' Cant with each other.
In what?
Thieves' Cant.
I slow down and fall a little bit behind the group so I can listen.
Alright.
What does it sound like they're saying?
Bibbidi bobbidi blah, 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 blah. They are they're saying they're basically discussing their pickpocket finds for the day. And one person in particular says that they found a useless thing. They picked a bag that they thought was coins, but it ended up being just a bag of sand.
Bag of sand.
Mm-hmm.
Do they like openly have the items, or are they just?
Oh no, they're smarter than that. But they seem to just be discussing things merrily, and as you see them talk, you see some kids break off from the group, approach people of all different walks of life, some nobles, some common folk, and deftly pickpocket them without anyone noticing, and then they run back to the large group.
Can I attempt to pickpocket one of them?
You may roll me a sleight of hand check.
Alright.
Imagine literally stealing from beggar children.
Alright, I'm gonna
I'm
roll.
going to side bastard neck that.
I don't know.
For 21.
Jesus. Alright, well they rolled a 16 for perception, so you didn't even have to do that, you fucking overkiller. Give me 1 second.
Teach these kids a lesson.
Imagine pickpocketing a pickpocketer, making them the pickpocketee.
It's probably pretty easy. They're focusing on pickpocketing.
Roll me a D100.
Whoa.
You get a bag of sand.
I am curious about that bag of sand.
You get a bag of gumballs.
It's a pretty good D100 roll.
Give me 1 second.
A 1.
I'm specifically going for like whatever they're stealing, like not their personal items, but like the items they collected from other people.
Yes. Alright. You find. Let me just roll another thing. It's that, and you rolled a 92, so it'd be 4d6.
Take a lot of psychic damage.
You find 140 gold worth, or gold, in a couple of little sacks that you pickpocket. You also pull out another sack that doesn't jingle when you pick it up.
Is it
More
filled
gold
with
than I
sand?
have.
Do you open it?
I catch back up with the group and I'll open it later.
Okay.
I will also mention to the group. So there were just some children in the square there. I slowed down to overhear them, but they were discussing their pickpocketing ventures. So keep a close watch out over your coin purses, everyone.
I will check for my coin purse immediately.
Alright, you have your coin purse.
I will tuck it in a more secure location that's harder to get to.
Okay.
I have already
You know what
done
I
that with
mean.
I will do the same.
Prison pocket.
You know.
And
It's hard to do that when you're walking somewhere, too.
And I'm going to avoid mentioning that I pickpocketed the children.
So add 140 gold to your inventory, as well
And
as
your bag.
mysterious empty ? Bag.
I have 139 gold. In one roll, Lorelei earned more gold than Koso's made on this entire journey.
You pickpocket another
I kinda love it.
bag of holding.
It's kind of a good meme.
Empty ? Bag.
That later.
You'll find out later.
Yep.
It's also write down that is a rust-colored bag. That's actually important.
Oh, I know what this is.
Oh no. I hope I don't know what this is.
Who here likes bears?
David.
Oh my god. Alright, so going down the list again. Going back to before she pickpocketed a shit ton of people. Koso, you rolled an 8. What were you looking for specifically?
Specifically, braces of defense, so a store that maybe sells like, armor items.
With an 8 like that, you do not see
Solid
anything that
no.
looks like an armor shop. I'm sorry. In the route that you take, you do not see it. Luronk, you rolled a 16. What are you looking for?
Healing potions.
There is a potion shop. That potion shop is I should have kept the route. But the potion shop is this little. Oh my god, go back to being a little circle, little dot, little dot, little dot, little dot. Ah! That building right there.
Oh, I will go in and ask about potions of healing.
Let me go and scroll down to my... Actually, no, I have a little thing. Hold on. I have a cool thingy that lets me do a magic shop generator. Hey! Magic shop generator. Hey! It's a large city. Hey!
Time.
Edit.
Clickety clackety.
Wait, go back. Large city. Include potions of healing. Alright. They are selling a potion of greater healing for 150 gold. A potion of healing for 50 gold. A potion of superior healing for 450 gold. And a potion of supreme healing for 1350 gold.
You're gonna get the one that's 50 gold, because that's all I can afford.
Alright, do you only get one?
How many do they have?
Let's see.
Well, actually, I could only get 2.
They only have 2.
I will get 2.
Alright, you can add 2 potions of healing to your inventory.
Cool. I need to remember how to do this. I think I remember...
You need to make sure to ask for their strongest potions.
Is that all you're buying, at this magic shop?
Yeah.
Alright. Moving on to... where the fuck am I? Where the fuck am I? Ulfryk rolled a 16. What was your 16 to do?
Find Everett. Or just spawn him on the way.
Everett, roll me a survival check.
Did you see what I put into the chat?
I did see that.
Alright.
So, Everett is absolutely wandering around. He has a bedhead, his shirt's disheveled, he's like wandering around a little bit sleepy-eyed with a micro pig on a leash that's just happily trotting along and sniffing the air around him.
In my head, I just see them and I just like walk behind them. Like I've just been with them the whole time.
Yeah. Ulfryk, you're looking around, and as you hit about the city center where Lorelei kind of sneaks off, you feel a object hit your like lower heel, and you hear a
I turn and look at the object.
and you see Everett holding a micro pig on a leash.
Ah, good. I see you already got an offering for the festival.
Excuse me, this is Poe. And he is not for human consumption.
Poe the pig!
Well, I mean, there's lots of other races of people around here. Who are you thinking would eat him?
Alright. I guess we have a pig to feed now, too.
Alright, you guys...
Just keep going.
Alright.
Probably couldn't tell it that we had sausages this morning. That would be a bad idea.
Do you say that out loud?
No. I am establishing my mental connection with Gwenwynwyn and Tynyl.
Alright.
Yes, you're probably right.
Because communication is key. I just need to find my button for it. There it is. And that'll stay up until 6 p.m.
Alright. So, it takes about 2 hours for you guys to confidently make it to the main base of the guard. And this base is obviously well guarded, no pun intended. And the guards halt you for a moment, but then one of them recognizes your faces from the gates and actually lets you in without any bother. I do not have a map for this building, but you walk in and a man that looks pretty official looking comes and walks up to you and greets you guys. Hello there. I was told that a Hammerhand would be coming to talk about the discourse that we're having in the city right now.
Yes, Ulfryk Hammerhand at your service. We are here to... Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Oh, I'm Gwenwynwyn Faewrau. I've been here before. As he was saying.
We're here to reconnoiter with Duke Forgekeeper and possibly be meeting up with my cousin. And I wanted to get a beat on the situation in the city. It seemed there was some unrest.
Yes, how long have you been in the city so far?
Hours.
Oh, that new, huh?
Well, I've been to the city before, but not recently.
So, I don't really know how to put this. Things have been getting pretty bad since the passing of our late Queen and King. May they rest in peace. And, you know, we just, about a couple months ago, Aethel was crowned queen, as she should. She's currently kind of under the watch of the court mage and the Duke himself. But, you know, she is our queen through and through. She is the daughter of Ralva. But a lot of the other dwarven clans and some other commoners in the city are taking quite a dislike to her since she was born, really. They thought that she should not be a ruler and should not bear the crown due to her... This is going to sound offensive, but it's not from me. From her half-born status. As you guys may know, Ralva was a dwarf, and Salmumin was a elf. And they never really had the best relations, so the fact that they bore an offspring was shocking to, I think, both races. So some people are saying that her blood is tainted. So things have been really rough. There's a group of rebellions going on. They're very minor, so we've been kind of hushing them for now, but between you and me, 2 life attempts have been made on Aethel since she just got crowned. And it's only been a few months. I really don't know what to do anymore. This is going crazy. She's only a child.
It is quite troubling.
If I'm remembering correctly, she'd be only about 12 years old right now, right?
That is correct.
You're absolutely correct, both of you. My gosh.
Well, I feel I need not say the Hammerhand family takes family matters very seriously. Of course, she has our full support. I'll see what I can do while I'm here.
Yes, please. Like I said, it seems rather minor for most people, but I feel like there might be a couple that are obviously brave enough to try and assassinate our queen. We've upped security, of course, and you'll see that if you go to the palace.
I have a feeling we'll be there today.
Yes, I was planning to visit her anyway if I came by.
Thank you very much for the information.
Of course.
I'll make sure to pass on a good word to the Duke. I've been treated quite well by your guard and you yourself, sir.
It is my pleasure to serve. And he, bows to you.
Anyone else have questions?
Are you keeping the people who have made attempts on the life, or have you already sentenced them?
Sentenced them.
This is going to be a little embarrassing. We haven't found them.
You what?
Haven't found them, as in the attempts on her life has been food poisoning. We've gone to 100 different farms, but, so many farms import to us. It's hard to tell where it comes from.
Have you considered an inside job?
Oh, we've already interviewed all of the cooks. I think twice over at this point. I don't think we're getting anywhere with that.
Yes, I'm sure. There's likely some very devious nature behind it. As I said, we'll take a look.
Yes.
Alright then. I think it's about time we met up with the Duke.
Oh, before we go, I know it's not quite the same topic and a little bit of a long shot, but do any of you here have experience with a bard named Johnny Rivington? Heard of him at all?
A bard named Johnny Rivington. Actually, yeah, I that's very strange. I usually don't go to bardic sessions or concerts or anything like that, but that guy has been popping around in people's conversations lately as I've been patrolling. I think he's a pretty popular guy. At least here he is. I've never seen him. I don't partake in bardic songs and such. They tend to always make fun of the guard.
Do you have any idea where we might be able to find more information about him? Perhaps the man himself?
I mean, I guess the best place to try is the bardic colleges. All of the bardic colleges for Burundi are centered here.
Alright, thank you so much for your time.
Of course, I live to serve. And he bows to you as well. Any other questions? For the god?
You mean the god?
The god.
The god.
The god.
What are you doing over there, Nick?
I'm wondering.
He's on his knees playing with the pig.
He's not even paying attention to the conversation, just playing with the pig. The pig squeaks at you and, seems to really take a liking to you. He loves you.
He's got his hand, and he's, pawing at the pig, and then, pulling his hands away, and the pig, chases after his hands a little bit.
Oh, also...
It'll be way more meaningful when we sacrifice this animal later.
As you are playing with the pig, you realize the pig is, in fact, a boy.
Oh!
I rolled to see if it was boy or girl.
Woohoo! Alright.
He got wee little balls.
He got wee little balls.
Did you just roll for genitals?
I did just roll for genitals. It's a random pig that woke him up. What do you want from me?
You just roll for genitals.
Listen, this pig's gonna find us some truffles and we're gonna be rich.
That's a +2 genitals.
Alright.
Dang.
I mean, it is a male, so it does get +2 to its roll. Do you guys head to the palace after this? Do you guys send a message to the Duke? What do you do? Also, who the fuck is typing so loudly this whole time?
I'm sorry.
Oh no, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I'm taking notes.
As we hit outside, I was gonna turn around and ask if anyone had something they needed before we hit the palace.
I don't think so. Wait, were we going to the palace first?
I believe that's where the Duke is.
Oh, okay.
I am all set to head to the palace.
Luronk is as well.
Alright, I will put my hand up to my ear and cast Send in.
Alright. What's your sending?
Duke Forgekeeper, this is Ulfryk at your disposal. I'm happy to report we've completed the mission. Where should we meet? Anytime today is fine. 25 words. Yeah.
Yeah, it's 25 words, right? Alright. About 20 or so minutes go by, and you hear in your head, Ulfryk, my boy! Sorry, was in a meeting. I'm currently at, the palace. If you're in Coalfell, come on down. I will let you in. 25 words.
Nice.
Excellent. The Duke is prepared to meet us at the palace. I guess we'll start strolling.
Meet him. Yes.
Let's go.
Alright. You go for a stroll. It only takes about 15 to 20 minutes for you to make it to the gate of...
Precisely at noon. Tynyl pops out of the ring.
Oh my god.
Just kind of stretching sheets out. And, you know when you, like, open up the fridge on a really hot day and, like, the cold air pours out? She's just, like, surrounded by that cold air from her climate-controlled ring that she was in for most of the day. It kind of spreads it over the rest of you. Beauty sleep achieved.
Lazy ass.
Retroactively, because I forgot Tynyl was in the ring, and I can't establish a link with her while she's in the ring. Could I have linked to someone else?
Sure.
Okay, I'm gonna choose Ulfryk.
Oh, hi. It's your boy.
You can hear my thoughts in your head now, Ulfryk.
Nightmare.
I'm not sure if I like that.
I see we're getting close to the palace. I think this was good timing.
Alright. So you guys reach the gate right here where the camera is indicating. You should see it. At this gate, the guards, halt you, ask you what your business is. But as you mentioned that you are Ulfryk, as I assume you're going to do, they go, oh yes, we were expecting you. And they let you in. They say, go to the next set of gates, and the Duke will meet you there. So as you enter the first set of gates to the palace, you enter into a magnificent garden. It is covered... I need to change the music, hold on. You enter into a magnificent garden. It is covered in exotic flowers, trees, and other plants. There are many large buildings in this area, notably a chapel, a stable, and what looks like another set of barracks, very similar in design of building to the building that you had just left, actually. Another wall blocks you from the main castle, and as you approach, the front gate opens for you, and Duke Forgekeeper motions for you to follow him. And, waves. Ulfryk, the group! Hello! And I'm going to activate the second floor of this map because he's going to bring you up a floor, and I don't want to take you guys across 2 maps at once. Too much.
My trap card.
You guys should all be on the map. Please let me know. Oh, where the fuck is Luronk?
It's loading. There it is.
No, Luronk's token isn't there. There it is.
I see myself right next to Ulfryk.
I just dragged you there.
Wait, there's 2 of me.
What?
Whoa!
I see one right here.
I can see so far.
Oh.
What?
Oh, lol. Tynyl is on top of you. That's why. Alright. Yeah, so you can see pretty far. Basically, this gray area that you're seeing, that's like not a map. That is the magnificent gardens and stuff with all the trees and whatnot. This is a map that I got off the internet, so obviously this doesn't have that. But as you approach, you see that there is a set of portcullises across the bridge that are slowly rising, and you see guards stationed and guards along the walls. The only ones you can see are basically the ones at the very edge of the wall here. The other ones are kind of hidden from your view, or you only see like the movement of the tops of their head. How are you all doing? I assume from the sending that you guys completed the mission. I'm so proud of you guys. Thank you.
Duke Forge Keeper, good to see you as ever.
Good to see you as well. Walk and talk, my boy. Walk and talk. Let's go. And he starts leading you guys in this direction.
I am pleased to report the Truas is in place, and we managed to rescue one of your previous cohort.
Oh, what happened to him anyway? We kind of lost him on the train.
He split with us on the landing.
He did split with you guys on the landing. I don't know if I said that at any point, but that's true.
Right.
The Duke is going like across the portcullis. You guys can.
Oh, is he? Holy shit! I
was waiting for Ulfryk.
20 feet away from my computer.
Okay, I'll just assume Ulfryk is moving.
I was waiting for Gwen and Tynyl.
So as you're walking through, don't walk too fast. You see that there are small windows as you walk through this like courtyard-esque area. And you see that there are men armed with bows at the ready. But they don't seem to be aggressive. They just look like they're ready for something if it ever comes. So no, it does not look sketchy, but like, you're walking through it, and you can see them all looking at you, not suspiciously, maybe suspiciously. This guy kind of has a stink eye, but...
I heard there's some unrest in the city.
Oh. Yes, we've been trying to solve that issue. Oh. Now I'm a little embarrassed. You guys are seeing the worst part of my job. My voice is going all over the place. As you walk into a center courtyard of the palace, you see that there are some elven guards that seem more well dressed than the other guards.
Any chance we can be of assistance?
I don't know how much you guys can afford to do, seeing as how you are employed by Munsterguard.
Well, I'm sure we just have to consider it a service to the realm and all that.
Maybe I'll put in a word for you.
We are currently ahead of schedule a couple days. I'm sure it wouldn't hurt.
Why the heck are my doors not working? Why is there a wall here? I didn't put a door there. Fuck. Alright. Oh, that's why, because there's technically not a door, because this is the second level. Alright. So as you approach here, he leads you into the building, but I'm actually going to warp y'all. That's not y'all.
Gwenwynwyn is way back for me.
Sorry, I got called away.
You here.
Okay.
Pause, everybody. I'm gonna move Gwenwynwyn for you.
Oh, thanks.
Under Lorelei.
Yes. So I'm just gonna move you guys like that. Alright. So you go up these stairs and you see two statues. One of a dwarven woman holding a rather large hammer in one hand and a crown in the other. And then you see a elven man holding a very large long sword in one hand and a crown in the other. They are surrounded by some lit candles. Oh, I just realized I didn't tell you where I was bringing you. How rude of me. Might I introduce you to our new queen, if you are so interested.
Oh, well, sure. I haven't seen her in a while.
Of course we are. Gladly.
I mean, we're in town, might as well.
It's been some time.
Alright. He opens the door, and you guys may enter. I'll tell you when to stop.
Damn, this guy's fast as fuck for a dwarf.
I'm just dragging him to his spot. Alright, so stop right there. You guys can... I'll move you guys all up to be right, yeah. Right next to each other. Alright, let me read the room for you. You enter into a very large cathedral-looking room. You see that across the walls of this room are statues depicting the different gods of the pantheon. And beside each statue is an elven guard. As you get deeper in, you see Duke Admus take his place right next to two thrones, one of which is unoccupied. Seated at the throne is a very small child, who is dressed in elegant clothes with a bright blue robe on. In the hood of her robe and sticking out occasionally to nibble on her ear is a pure white ferret. I would like to introduce to you guys pictures. Ethel.
Well, that is adorable.
How do I exit out of that? Okay, there we go.
Oh, what a good fairy.
Behind her, standing very tall and looking straight ahead at you guys, is a Warforged. Then to the sides, you see a on your right, you see a dwarven woman who is dressed in noblewoman robes, and an old man dressed in nobleman robes. On the left, you see a man dressed in full plate armor and looking very official and very ready to fight. And then you see this elf. This elf is blue in appearance because he is Eladrin. However, as you guys walk in, Lorelei, you feel a chill down your spine. And you feel like your heart, your light that you always have deep within you, is being consumed by darkness. And as you walk further into this room and cross your eyes across all the people in this room, you lock eyes with this blue Eladrin, and you realize that he is the champion of Azulos, the god of darkness.
Alright, so very inconspicuously, I'm gonna...
Oh, and he locks eyes with you and, like, acknowledges...
Oh, he definitely knows.
He you can tell, like, you're like, I know that you're something and you didn't tell me, and you're locking eyes with him, and you're like, Oh, fuck, he knows what I am, and I didn't tell him.
Yep. I'm going to speak into Gwenwynwyn and Ulfryk. Hey, so that Eladrin guy, he feels like bad news. He gives me bad vibes. I don't know what it is, though. It's not good, though. But also, he seems very powerful.
Right.
I don't know. I don't like him.
After you guys hear that, this elf right here stands a little straighter, opens up a scroll, and begins to speak. Presenting young Queen Aethel Craig of Brunde, first of her name, daughter of Salmonin. No. To her right, sitting at the seat of the court mage, is Master Sarnvis Krulias, first of his name, champion of Azulos. Next to him, seated at the seat of the Royal Guard head, is Sir Gillian Craig, second of his name. Beside Aethel, guardian of Aethel and head of the Forgekeeper clan, is Duke Admis Forgekeeper, first of his name. To our queen's left, seated at the seat of Attendant of Agriculture, Mistress Nesva Boldbeard, third of her name, champion of Druone. And to her, seated beside her, is Mr. Ralmos Him, second of his name, and the court judge, champion of Rothos. And I will copy and paste this all for you. There you go. Also, she's not 13, she's 12. Sorry. Typing gets hard. Typing gets hard, man.
It does.
So, through that statement alone, you learn that 3 individuals in this room are champions of the gods.
3? Which 3?
The one that you know is definitely the champion of the god of darkness.
Yeah.
It was indicated that this woman right here is the champion of Druone.
Oh, yeah.
And this old man right here is the champion of Rothos. And if you want to figure out what gods they are, you can roll me a religion check. Since none of you guys...
Lorelei heard none of that because she's panicking.
Ah, okay.
So she just heard the guy's name, the Eladrin guy's name.
Alright.
How well would I know this?
Roll me a religion check.
I love that.
I have to ask, how many of these people are judging me for having an amulet of a devil?
Do you keep it outward facing?
Darkness.
That's a good question. Hold on. So Gwenwynwyn.
So Nick.
Yeah, no, go on.
It's also brandished on my shield, which I wear on my back.
Okay, so you have a big fucking symbol of a demon on your back.
Yes.
Oh God.
Okay, yeah.
Why did I sign up for this?
I think that should have been mentioned earlier.
The only one who would judge
Is it the judge?
I mean, Tynyl would probably judge.
I would also judge.
But I didn't know it until now.
No. It was mentioned when you guys first met me at that first fire.
Yeah.
Okay. Ben judging this whole time.
Ben judging this whole time, then yes.
Been hardcore, like, geez, this guy saves my life, but I do not like whatever that is.
These 2 people over here narrow their eyes when they lay eyes on Luronk, and it seems like they know what that symbol means.
What did you say again?
So, I am a paladin of an archdevil.
Nice.
Yeah, it's fun.
Why would you pick that?
Because he didn't like any of the other paladins. He wanted to be a paladin of treachery. Well, he did want to be like an oath breaker.
I wanted to be an oath breaker.
But I told him that would cause despair and terrible stuff to happen to your crew. So he's like, let me not be the bad guy, and took treachery instead.
Something about reaping and sowing, I think.
Koso and Gwenwynwyn, you guys would know with your roles that Druone is the goddess of fall and of the harvest.
Mm-hmm.
And you would know that Azulos is the god of darkness, obviously. Mm-hmm. And you would also know that Rothos is the god of protection and justice.
Oh, mine's actually 15. Fuck.
Ulfryk, you would know this too then.
Because he's named after Azula.
I forgot my intelligence went to 12 when I hit level 4.
I didn't realize that. Then you would also know this.
I took the observant feat.
Nice.
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 Good feat.
Alright. Let me go back to my notes. Aethel, she nods, and she seems to look over at the Duke a lot, and she looks over at Sarnvis a lot, like, looking for cues, and they both, like, motion to her and mouth words to her, like, like, go on, like, it's okay. And she looks at you guys, and she kind of, like, scans the crowd. She, like, looks at Ulfryk, and she nods approvingly. She looks to Luronk and does not know the symbols on him, so she just nods approvingly. Looks at Lorelei, smiles, and then looks over at Sarnvis excitedly, and then Sarnvis kind of waves her down, and she, like, dies down a little bit.
I'll ruffle my hair a little bit.
She smiles a little bit more, but then kind of shakes it away, and she looks over at Tynyl, nods approvingly, looks over at, Everett, nods approvingly, looks over at Koso, nods approvingly, and then she, like, strains, she, like, reaches up in her back to, like, look over the crowd, because it's kind of getting a little crowded now, you guys are all lined up, and she sees Gwenwynwyn. And she squeals in delight and hops off her chair despite protests from both of these men, and, like, runs up to you and gives you a big hug.
Oh.
Hello, sweetie. How are you? It's been, 8 years?
Hello! Yeah, I still remember you. Did you keep the gift that I gave you?
I did. Here, let me see. It's probably fairly... I dig in my bag for a second and pull out this still beautiful, perfect blue flower.
Yeah, so you see... you guys see Gwenwynwyn, like, reach into, like, the bottom of her bag, and they pull out this flower that looks like it's been untouched.
It's always been a beautiful reminder. I'm so happy to have it.
That's fantastic! Oh my gosh, I love that! If you want, I can show you some more flowers later. And then you hear a stern voice come from Sarnvis, and he says, Aethel, enough of that. Go sit down.
We can talk more about the garden later. I think there's business to do. It's okay.
Inside Gwenwyn's head, she'll hear, does the ferret have a name?
I think the ferret's new.
What a cute name.
Oh, yes, the ferret. His name is... Snowball.
Edgar Allan.
Snowball. I hold out my hand, sort of let him smell my fingers.
Snowball,
I'll peer over Tynyl and be like, Snowball is so cute!
Snowball, like, scurries up your hand and, like, kind of, like, It's really weird the way that this ferret moves. It moves somewhat like a snake as it twists around your arm, but it's scurrying. It has like little paws that's scurrying up, and it gives you a little lick on the cheek, and then scurries back down your arm and onto Ethel's shoulder.
I think he likes me.
Yeah, he kind of likes everybody I like. And then you hear another Ethel, and she's like, "Oh, sorry, I have to go do my duties. I'll talk to you later though."
I'll talk to you later. It's good to see you.
Sorry, Mr. Sarnvis. She goes back in her seat. He also sits down. And the Duke speaks up, and he says, "So, Ethel, these are the heroes I was talking to you about. These are the heroes that have, frozen the catacombs once more in the south, and has protected us from the Horde once more." And she nods, and you see, what's everyone's passive perception, actually?
18.
Alright.
Probably 10.
Not that high.
How do you check that out?
Oh, it's 13.
Is that the, like, in parentheses?
It's the it's the flat number in parentheses.
15.
Anyone with a 12 or over will notice this, okay?
Okay.
You notice Ethel looking down at her palm. And she goes, "Yes, of course. And she kind of leans into her hand and then straightens back up and looks at Sarnvis and then back at her hand. And she goes, "Many gracious thanks."
Oh my gosh.
To you heroes. We have prepared a feast in your honor and are ready for payment. Yes. I mean, thank you, heroes, and we hope that you serve the crown well in the future. And then she kind of like relaxes in her seat.
Ulfryk will give a deep bow and say, "Your Majesty, it is ever an honor to serve the crown."
Oh, that's perfect. I mean, thank you, young hero.
She says as a 12-year-old.
No, she's half elf, right? And she's 12, which means that she's like 5 or something, right?
Yeah, she's like a child.
Yeah, and a young one, because
she's
elves
also
age slowly.
I mean, half elf and half dwarf. Like, those are the two races that age like super fucking slow.
Yeah.
So she is literally a child.
Yeah.
Now I don't think Everett would know this, but I've noticed that it's Athael Craig and Gillian Craig. What's the relation there?
Yes. Do you say that out loud?
No, because Everett wouldn't really remember a lot of these people's names. Because he's also still a little buzzed.
Then, unfortunately, you would not know. I'm sorry, I can't share that.
Alright.
I don't happen to know, do
I? You do
This
know...
is just something I've been wondering as a person.
You do know that when Solomon Craig came here, he came with his own royal guard that like kind of intermingled with the dwarven royal guard, and a lot of the royal guard are relatives of his family.
Noted.
So they have the same surname, similar to like Hammerhand and like the clans and whatnot.
Wait, is Craig a dwarvish last name or an elvish last name?
It is elvish in this sense, or in this story.
So, I'm a little confused that the queen of this land has an elvish last name and it's like a dwarvish city, or was the elf the king before?
So the queen was a dwarf, named Hammerhand, So she was a distant relative of the Hammerhands, but not like actually related.
Okay.
And because I'm terrible with names, so I just kind of picked a name out of the hat.
Yeah. No, that's fine.
She married the prince of Eldavora, which is an elven land, to make peace ties. So she took on his name.
Oh, okay. Does the last name does the monarchy change hands? Is it like more of an aristocracy that like they all take turns being royalty, or is it like has this family ruled forever?
It's the same familial blood that's been ruling forever, but they don't keep within the blood. They typically like marry out to other families. So the name has changed over time in history. But they've been typically keeping with dwarven clans and just marrying different people from different dwarven clans. And now they've married a elf, and that's kind of what all the discourse is about.
Okay, so like the Hammerhand gets to be the monarchy last name for a while, and then it's got to be like.
And like if they have like a daughter, they're like, we need a king. Let's change up the name a bit. And they're like, hey,
it's like Sticklefoot for like 200 years.
Forge Keeper, come in here. You're gonna be the new name. That's kind of how I wrote it in the family tree that I kind of wrote out.
Cool. Yeah.
So yeah.
I dig it.
Do you guys say anything in response to what's been going
on? Does Aethel see the pig?
Let me roll a perception check for her.
The weasel goes for the pig.
No.
Oh no!
She does not see the pig. Let me roll for the weasel too.
It goes for the throat.
Sprinkle die or whatever that pig's name is.
Poe?
Poe.
Poe, sure, yeah.
You think to yourself, oh, I wonder if she's seen my pig, and you look down at the pig, and then you look up, and you notice that the weasel is no longer on Aethel's shoulder.
Alright. My guard is up.
You hear a little pitter-patter coming from your left, and you see the weasel about to pounce.
I will pick up the pig.
You pick up the pig, and this weasel like jumps. And then you realize its jump isn't that good because it's a long cat. So it kind of like jumps, but then like goes right back down like an inch where it was before. So it does that a couple times, and it looks like a bunny rabbit as it goes towards you.
When did it change from a ferret to a weasel?
It is a ferret. It is a ferret. I'm sorry.
Oh, it's a ferret.
I use the term weasel by accident. So the ferret does a little hippy
Everett's gonna.
Yeah?
Everett's like gonna lift his leg up to kick it, but then realize that it's the queen's rat, and put his foot down slowly.
It's not a rat.
He
knows. He's calling it a rat in his head.
You put a foot up, and at this point, enough commotion has happened in that little corner to catch the attention of some people, including the queen. And the queen kind of looks over, sees the white ball going towards you guys, and just does a little whistle, and it disappears in thin air.
It's a blink ferret.
I love it.
And then it reappears on her shoulder.
Aww.
Sorry about that.
Trained.
He is trained. Yes. He was a gift from the Faes.
He's adorable.
Oh, that's sweet.
Very cute.
He's just like all those creatures I used to see back home.
I guess some of those tricks I showed you might have stuck.
The Duke Admus Forgekeeper, he nods approvingly, and he looks to you and he goes, you'd be very proud of Aethel for the things she has accomplished in such short amount of time as a queen. We have had very good relations whenever we travel to Sperda, so we've been keeping good ties there. And she also encouraged trade with the Fae, which took a lot of convincing on our part, but it's actually turning out quite well. We made a portal to their realm to trade for skills, and she received this weasel ferret as a gift.
Quite sweet.
My, that is most industrious.
Yes, it's definitely interesting.
Importantly, you say, though. I've only heard of occasional comings and goings.
You hear a what's the term for it? Like a sucking of teeth, like a from you guys' left, and you see Sarnvis kind of lean back with his arms crossed, and he goes, "What, have you never done teleportation circles before?"
Well, I mean, I'm familiar with the formulae and everything, but I haven't had thoughts to do them myself, of course.
It's a very simple alter to the configuration. If you just do that, then you can go across different realms. It's child's play.
Well, you see, not all of us have been blessed, I'll pointedly say, with such high magical ability.
Who's giving us this sass?
Sarnvis.
Sarnvis?
Yep.
Cruel ass? Alright. I see you.
He goes, "Yes, some of us are better off than others." And he, definitely gives, Lorelei a dirty look. Like a dirty ass look. Like a I'ma fuck you up sort of look.
Heavy flirtation.
I'll curtsy and flick my little ear in his direction.
Oh my god,
I
love that she's taking the high road on this, yes.
Making it very clear that he's better than me for now.
Ulfryk will verbally step in at the well, that is most impressive. You must color me blue with envy.
He turns purple? Question mark? It looks like he's getting very angry, and the head of the guard actually puts a hand on his shoulder and says, "Well, calm down now. We don't need to make fuss."
So I'm sure my cousin Queen Aethel here is very blessed to have such talented wizards in her court. Just with a pointed eye stare, like.
Aethel kicks her little feet because they can't touch the bottom of the floor yet. And she beams at you, and she's like, "We're cousins? Oh, yes! I love having Sarnvis in my court. He always gives me good snowstorms to make snow angels in whenever I want."
That is just the sweetest.
Sarnvis is definitely turning purple in the face now, and he just kind of covers his mouth and looks away like, whatever.
I suppose he does have something to be useful for.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
I don't know how
in Gwenwynwyn's head, I'll just be like, "Okay, I gotta buy you a drink later. That was good."
Thank you.
Hot fucking damn.
Well, we are, of course, most pleased to accept the invitation to a feast. I'm sure Gwenwynwyn would love a chance to catch up with your Majesty later on.
Well, but of course, she would be amenable.
Aethel nods excitedly, and then looks over at Sarnvis and Admus and realizes that they're looking at her like, "Come on, let's be a little more queenly." And she kind of quiets down and fluffs her dress a little bit and makes sure that she's sitting in place, and she clasps her hands and looks down at her hands, and she goes, "Precisely. We will be holding a feast in your honor, honor, in fortnight. No. Did I?
No. Player Unknown's Battlegrounds.
And Admis like climbs up to the stand, leans in her ear, and whispers in her ear, and she perks up and goes, "Tomorrow night, not a fortnight. Tomorrow night. If you guys will be here, I can show you my garden."
Yeah, we should be around.
We'd love that.
It's a remarkable garden.
The Duke smiles graciously at you guys, and he says, "Fantastic. Well, Eiffel has a lot of responsibilities to take care of for the rest of the day, so why don't I see you guys out? I'm sure you guys have lots to attend to as well."
Yes, we have some more matters to look into.
Indeed.
Give a
food.
Give a deep bow to the queen and kind of little hand motion to everybody else, like do something.
Yeah, Tynyl would already be bowing as well.
Eiffel jumps off of her chair, and she goes, "It was great. It was great seeing you guys. I'll see you tomorrow."
Tomorrow it is.
"Come on, Adam." And the Warforged steps forward, picks up little Eiffel, and puts her on his shoulders, and then he walks out with her.
I love the image of her being on his shoulders while there's a ferret on her shoulder as well. It's like a chain of hers on his shoulder.
Yes.
It's a stack.
Does the ferret have a pet mouse that can go on its shoulder?
Mouse has a pet flea.
No. Alright, so the Duke leads you out of the palace. And as he's walking you out, he goes, "Thank you for thank you for amusing her with she's still trying to get her speeches correctly. Correct. I actually can't speak now, it's too late."
I must be honest, Duke. I feel for the girl. It must be difficult.
It's been very hard for her. She has a lot of energy, I'll say, and I think that ferret brings her a lot of happiness, but
she's doing a lovely job.
I would say so as well. She has a lot of growing up to do, but she's doing great as it is. I just wish her parents were here to see her.
Yes, I miss them.
Indeed. They were lovely to be around.
Alright. So we are actually going to end the session there with you guys exiting the building.